one of those good things are what? Are taking place. I'm very glad to be here once again on a Tuesday at OQATA Wellness Solutions. Tuesdays we are dedicated to understanding more about our products because that's the value we bring to the marketplace. Not so? It's to get paid not by being in OQATA. We get paid not by having very nice colors and all that. We get paid because we bring value to the marketplace. And one of the things that is so important that we're dealing is health. Tell neighbor health. Tell neighbor health. From the time of Moses to the time of Jesus to our own time, humans, we still have health challenges, and they're a reality. And in our time, the 21st century, there are problems which people struggle with. They used to be for old people, but now they are starting to come into a younger generation. Just recently, I saw a young lady, 40 years of age, and all her cervix are being eaten by a tumor. Meanwhile, she has a child who is 3 years old. You see? Very sad story. So when we come here on Tuesday, we reflect on that. So that when we go out there in the marketplace, we show the people what we do, and we know that what we are doing, they need it, they should be taking it, and we are relevant in their life. My name is Derek Mwanje. Professionally, I'm a medical doctor. I work with Women's Specialized Hospital there, but I'm also a distributor with OQATA Wellness Solutions. OQATA. Yes, I've been involved in the industry of network marketing for 5 years now. I was invited, just like many of you have been invited by a stranger, by a relative. I don't know who invited you. But at the first time, I didn't like the idea of network marketing, to be honest with you. Because when I saw the business, they showed the products, I said, now selling products, Kutembeya. When people see that, they think you have to go and what? And Kutembeya. I said, I can't do that. Then, again, you have to talk to people, strangers. So it was not so good an idea to me. But sometimes, as you get to listen, that's why attending training is important. The more you listen, the more you understand. Sometimes we say no to things not because they're not good, but because we have not understood what is being shared. So when I get to listen again, a second time, the person who introduced me, because at that time he had been able to build a very nice building from the business. Okay, 31 years of age at the time, very nice building from the business. He had graduated from Makere here with a bachelor's in computer science, and he had successfully failed to get a job. So I knew this guy had not been employed at all. So I asked myself, how can he be able to make money and start making such an investment? At that time, I was doing my internship at Zambia. So I asked him to come and take at the business a second time. But now this time round, when I saw the business the second time, I don't know what was on my mind. I seemed to understand everything. And I realized that instead of even having only 2 people to bring in the business, I could bring much more than that. Instead of maybe having to sell a product, now even people can call me to say, I need a product. You see? Yet at first, it was all negative for me. But then because of listening and listening over again, I got to understand. So I've been able to achieve some good things from the business that I'm proud of. I bought my first car from the business, built a home for my uncle from the business, bought land from the business, been able to travel from different countries because of this business, and I do it part-time. Now today, we are going to talk about detox. Tell me about detox. Tell me about detox. How many of us, you came by driving? Let me see your hand up like this. It is okay. Let me see your hand up like this. Very good. People who drive, we know, or you know, that after some time, you know, we can understand this basic. You understand this basic that when man in a motor car, after some time, you know, usually about 5,000 kilometers, I must take this car for service. Am I right or very right? Am I right or very wrong? Yes. Now our topic is okay. You know that after some time, a car which is a non-living, it's a non-living thing. Does it breathe? Does it have feelings? But you know inside of you that after some time, this car will not be able to move. So you say, let me take it to the mechanic and they change it to the oil, change on the brake pads, and does all those good things after that. And usually, there is a different feel when you service the car. Am I right or very right? If it was shaky, you feel it as if it is now firm. It feels new, eh? The fuel consumption goes down. Now, if we who are humans, we know that even a car, a non-living thing like that, needs to be taken to a mechanic. Remove the toxins, change the oil, check on the brake pads. How much more does me and you also need to do the same? How much more? Are we getting the point? Because even us every day, we are walking on the street, you're breathing all these different gases, you're eating all the things which you don't even know where they've been manufactured. And you've never done anything to some people are here and they have never dewormed for the last 5 years. Do you know that? How many of us you've dewormed this year? Be honest. Be honest, you've dewormed. No, don't lie. When you talk about we're in this class, there's no getting ashamed because we're here to what? How many of us you've dewormed this year? You've dewormed, you've taken the albendazole. You see? Some people here, when you ask them when did you last deworm, they don't even know what deworming means. But every morning, in the morning, the guy can eat everything. And then he wonders when he goes to the toilet, the anus is full of wounds. Because the poo is very what? Very hard. One of my professors says, how do you tell the poo of an African from that of a white? When an African goes to the toilet, you know these toilets of flushing, when you put the poo there, and then maybe a white man also puts his poo here, and then they call you to say, differentiate between the two. Don't bother. Just look and see which one has sunk at the bottom of the what? Of the toilet. Because Africans, they eat heavy food, cassava, muhogo, and then you go to the toilet and they put it heavy like a stone. Okay? Very what? Very heavy like a stone. So today we're talking about detoxification. How do you make your body, release those toxins, be stronger, be better? Because the more toxins within your environment that you are exposed to, the more necessary it is for you to detoxify. Okay? And here in Uganda, surely the toxins are in abundant supply. Am I right or very right? They're in abundant supply. Not so long ago, in the new vision they published that sometimes the water supplied around Kampala is actually contaminated with sewage. Because here in Kampala, the sewage pipes are not very far away from the water pipes. Am I right or very right? And once in a while, the sewage pipes, I'm sure, once in a while, you've had to walk through. And so once in a while, the tap water that you open actually has bacteria in it. And if you've been keen around social media, there's a very good video they share about social media of taking unboiled water. If you've watched that video, you put that water in a microscope, you find millions of germs in the water that you can't imagine. Okay, I'm sure my brother Eddie here knows, that water you put in a microscope, you will see typhoid, salmonella, cholera, vibrio, all the things that they're there walking. And then for you go and then drink. And you are happy that you've not detoxified for the last 3 years. You see? And then you wonder why you're ever having headache. You wonder why you're ever dozing. You wonder why your periods are not regular. Very important. Now, this is basic science. All of us, P4, P3. All of us here, we start at a single cell. Not so? In fact, all of us who are seated here are winners. Look at your neighbor. Look them in the face carefully. And tell them you are a winner. You know why? Because initially that guy was like this. The egg, the ovum, the woman's egg, like one like this. Then this guy contributed a sperm. And you know, the rest to being a winner is interesting. You know, God is so wise that a man releases over 7 million, and only one is you seated here in the what? In the chair. You see? And can I tell you the journey? The journey is long. From down there in those good balls, they travel. And as they travel, some die. Others keep moving around in circles. And some, when they reach there where they're supposed to go, instead of going for the target, they start moving around. Some go in the wrong direction. And that's how humans are. You see? But then this guy who stayed here, for him, he was very focused. He knew where he was going, and he finally reached, and that's why you are seated here today. So we all start here like this. Every part of you is a single cell. And you see, the disease which kills you and me does not start with your heart. It starts from here. It first kills that single cell of your heart. It first kills that single cell of your cervix before you get a cancer. You see? It first kills that single cell of your what? Of your stomach before you get ulcers, before you get a wound. This single what? This single cell. Because these cells, when they combine, they form tissue, then they form the organ, and then you end up with this man seated here, this Eddie man seated that you interact with every day. But it was starting with are we together? How many of us are learning? All right. Now, every day, we know that every day, millions and millions of toxins in the form of free radicals are formed in your body. Some you take them in, others they are generated by your body. That's why they'll tell you, in a day, you form over 10 million cancer cells. 10 million cancer? But because the body is strong, the immunity is strong, you're eating well, you're putting in some good antioxidant, these cancer cells get neutralized. Okay? But as we age, that system becomes less efficient. You know, before people get cancer at the age of 80, 60, 70, but these days, you are seated here, trust me, you'll find someone with a cancer of 25. I have seen them. 25 years of age, the cervix is eaten, the balls are eaten by the tumor. Because in this generation, the toxins, the DNA damage is high. So the system which used to kill these cancer cells is becoming less and less efficient. Okay? Very good. So these free radicals, whatever is going to kill you, is going to appear in the form of free radicals. You see? I keep telling people that all diseases kill you the same way. The duration will be different. When you are to do an autopsy, autopsy after someone has died, the report, cause of death, respiratory failure, heart failure, usually that's the trend. Because when you're dying, organs die in the same process like that. Either the heart will fail first, or the lungs, or the brain. The order may not matter, but you arrive at the what? The destination. But now, that process is usually started by these free radicals. Are we together? Yes. Now, free radicals, some of them come from the environment. From the what? From the environment. From what we eat. Okay? And these days, our foods, we don't have a lot of choice. Do we? I'm going to show you that our choices are very what? Are very limited. So that even when you are talking about detoxification, before you think about the client who is out there, first think about your what? You as a distributor. You see, sometimes when you're doing these things, you're only thinking about the customers out there, yet you are also a customer yourself. Are we together? Very good. So some toxins are from the environment. Some are from metabolism, that the foods we eat, as a waste, as the body tries to digest them, it also produces free radicals. Okay? Those small molecules which kill DNA, they damage your cells, they damage your immunity, and your body is not able to function well. Now, we know that A normal cell should look well and nice. Are we together? A good woman should look nice and attractive. Are we together? A good gentleman should look nice and smart. Are we together? Aha. But sometimes, because of the beatings of the world, you know, you find someone who should be looking good, they are looking sad, they are pale, they are dirty, they are not trimmed, because of what they are going through. So also us, what the free radicals do, you know, this is very interesting. Your cell is supposed to be like an independent person. Each cell of your body is independent of its own. It makes its own energy, it removes its own toxins, it cleans itself, it has soldiers which protect it, each and every cell of your what? It has that mechanism. Now, the foods we eat, the chemicals we inhale, what do? They come and start stealing energy from our normal cell. So a cell which was mopping itself, you find it is dirty. It's no longer removing what? Toxins. When the membrane out here is sick, it can't repair it. When the DNA inside is damaged, it can't be repaired. So you find one cell becomes like this, another becomes like that, another becomes like this, and then you present with ulcers. You see? And then someone treats ulcers. Some people are even so proud that they have ulcers. My ulcers, my ulcers. They are not your ulcers. They are going to cause you a tumor in a short while. Are we together? So this is what happens in your normal cell. And things which cause that are not very far away from us. Okay? These days, we all enjoy these foods. I do also, my friend. Once in a while, you give yourself a what? A treat. Pius is smiling. It is okay to give yourself a what? A treat. But then also, when you go to the market these days, it is super hard to find food on the marketplace which has not undergone this process. That I can assure you. Now you can imagine someone spraying, they're even covering them what? They're just spraying it. Now how about who is eating it? Do you understand my reasoning? Someone who is spraying, they're covering them what? They don't want to inhale the toxins. But from the time the plant is growing, it is absorbing this chemical up to when it reaches your mouth. Those days, my brother here must be aware, getting a tomato that will last 2 days will be very hard. There are those tomatoes, if you don't use it in 1-2 days, you find it is rotten. These days, a tomato can last for even 2 weeks. Am I not very right? How many of us have seen tomatoes which last 6 weeks to 2 weeks in the fridge? You go in whatever you leave there and it has not rotted. I mean, what the hell is that? And then you find why you're putting on extra weight. You find you have swellings everywhere in your body. Meanwhile, the tomatoes you're using, the cabbage you're eating, someone sprayed it right from the word go, and they are even covering themselves. I have an experience. The young man I've worked with before, he works in one of those drug companies which make these what? Pesticides. He worked there for 3 years. The man lost weight. His color, he became pale. You know, you could look at this guy and you say, what has happened? I mean, these things are strong, huh? Now, every day, the smoke we inhale in. You know, yesterday, I happened to attend to a client. This woman, she has been coughing. She started by coughing. It was started as a simple cough, treated flu cough. 1 month down the road, the flu cough is not going. And the reason why she came this time round is because now she had started seeing blood in her sputum. And that's why she came. Meaning if she had not seen blood, she was not going to come. And then you check there, behind, wounds everywhere as if she had swallowed acid. And then to ask her for some time what has been happening. Doctor, I don't know. It started as a chest, a cough, became chest pain, then I couldn't swallow, and then you send her for, there's a test we call histology. They go and remove a kanyama there, they put it in the microscope to see, and then it is tumor, cancer had eaten all her throat. You see, all the throat gone. How old is she? 36 years of age. No child. 36 years of age, no child, tumor in the throat, chances of survival very low. Very what? Very low. And then, free radicals don't only come from the environment, but our bodies also produce free radicals. Okay? You find some people, just the stress alone, the amount of these toxins produced in the body because of stress, you cannot imagine the amount. That's why some people would say, if you invite them here to come and see a business and some very busy. You know these people, if they don't join your business, they need your what? Your product. Some of them have worked very hard, but then you look at them, the stress, they have ulcers, the pressure, the diabetes. And then when they go to the hospital, we also give them the pills. There is a reason why you can supply the supplements we have here, even if you're not a doctor. Do you know why? It is because this is food, supplements, natural. The reason why they will imprison you for prescribing ibuprofen is because it must be taken at the right dose. Should you take anything more, you're dead. The kidney is dead, the liver is dead, because these are chemicals. And in the process of removing them from the body, there are people you find that is diabetic, is hypertensive, he has the back pain, neuropathy, and in the morning he's seated on a plate of drugs. Okay? So the person has been on drugs for the last 5 years, but the quality of life is not improving. Because even these drugs, as they are being taken, they also produce free radicals, which also damage the body. So the person is, how can I say it? He's jumping from a frying pan into fire. Are we together? I put this picture for a reason. I've ever worked in a mill. Okay, I've ever milled maize. And these machines here, if you've worked in a milling plant, the machines they use, they put metals in there to I think beat that maize to give you the what? The flour. Now, when you open that machine and they put those different, they call them teeth, they can be very new. But after a week, you can remove it and it's like a pencil. It has been eaten off. It has, how would I call it? In other words, small particles of metal have been coming off and you've been taking them in your porridge and in your posho at home. And the guy is going to put more. The following day, you eat the posho, take the sugar, you take the what? The G-nuts. And then you check on the guy's liver the following day. I'm going to show the picture for us to open the tummy. You open the liver and it is like this. And it has atrophied. And you said this one here, you can predict that in the next 4-5 years, the quality of life is going to be very poor. You see? Because one of the organs which struggles a lot with what you take in is the liver. Is the what? Is the liver. So, how do you know that you may need some detoxification? How do you know that you may need some colon detox, some liver care, some resveratrol, as we are going to see? Some people will say they are always anxious. Anxiety, everything scares them, everything. Sometimes it's a result of toxin accumulation. Some people feel dizzy, especially these ladies. She's dizzy. She takes water, she's still dizzy. You check her blood level, it is normal. Okay? Then some people will say, you know, we go in those tests, we call it electrolyte imbalance. But now this is when you test. But some people, they have what we call insomnia. They don't sleep. He goes to bed to sleep and he cannot catch sleep. Then you may think this might be someone who's going to benefit from your colon detox, as you're going to see. They may benefit from your liver care, as you're going to see. Are we together? Then some people have a headache. How many of us you've had someone who has had a headache? They tell you how they have taken all the painkillers and the headache can't go. Let me see one up like this. Probably you are the one. Okay? The people who come to the hospital, you check everything and it is it? No. And the person says, but I have a headache. And then they say it's a migraine headache. It's not a migraine headache. No, you need some colon detox. Are we together? Very good. Then some people have bloating, constipation. Constipation is a very serious problem. Constipation will bring a minister and you touch in the anus of the minister. Yes. Big man in his suits, constipated. You see? Look at your neighbor. Look at your neighbor. Are they smiling? Is your neighbor smiling? Is your neighbor smiling? Hey, okay. Constipation. By the way, constipation is a sign of how sick your GIT is. Okay? If your GIT is sick, one of the earliest signs is constipation. So if you go to the toilet and you're struggling to pull out poo, it is hard. You may think of some colon detox, my brother. You are shaking your head like this. Yes. You may need some what? Colon detox. Some people have got gastric bloating. Someone feels there is a lot of gas. How many of us it happens to you sometimes? People will say, before they even eat food, the stomach has a lot of gas. They are bloated. Then some people, they start getting sensitive to foods they didn't eat. Rather, they were not sensitive to. Someone used to eat meat, but now every time they eat meat, they say, I get itching, I get this, or I feel like vomiting. You know that the GIT probably needs some detoxification. Are we together? Now, so what is detoxification? Dislodging or removing toxins by removing them from the binding sites of the body. You see, when you eat things which have toxins, number one organ which is going to fight them is the liver. Okay? That's when you take alcohol, you take a lot of drugs. One of the things which is going to suffer a lot is the what? Is the liver. That's why it's for some people when you go to the hospital, they ask for liver enzymes, all the what? All the time. Because we know that's the most important organ when it comes to cleansing your what? Your body. So it's a part of elimination because the things which remove toxins from your body are mainly four. Number one, you have the lungs. When you breathe out carbon dioxide, you're removing toxins. When you sweat from the skin, some people, if you've taken some drugs, your sweat can start smelling like that drug. How many of us has happened to you? You take a drug, but when you start sweating, the drug is smelling in the what? In your sweat. How many of us has happened to you? Aha. Then the other organ which removes toxins from your body is the kidney. That's why when the kidney starts failing, you see people swelling the feet. Someone is swollen feet. That can be sometimes another sign of liver or kidney problems. And later on, we shall see that also when blood vessels start dying, you start swelling the feet. Someone sits there for 30 minutes. By the time they stand up, the feet, they feel the what? The shoes are. You came in when the shoes are fitting you. You seated here only for 10 minutes. You stand up and you feel as if the shoes no longer fit you. You are laughing, but that's what's happening. Actually, I'm sure in some people, yes, what's happening. Because as you were for some people, the system has been effective, so they start getting edema, okay, or swelling of the feet. Then clearing and filtering of toxins away. So this is the process of detoxification, and those are the organs which do that kind of work. Now, we know this, and I'm sure many people know this, but now this is what most people do. Are we together? They act like ostriches. Do you know how ostriches act? When an ostrich sees the lion, puts its head in the what? In the sand, thinking that it is hiding away from the what? From the problem. And usually, that is how we define foolishness. Okay? You know there's a problem. It is surely coming, but then you pretend like everything is what? It's okay. They show you liver care, it is expensive. They show you detox, I have no money. Meanwhile, the guy is swollen the feet, the liver is all dead. And you say, now what about this guy? What's wrong with this guy? Eh? He has a what? A problem. He knows the lion is chasing, he's putting his head in the what? In the sand, and he says, I am hiding, they can't see me. Okay? So at the end of the day, the guy arrives. The guy does what? Arrives. There are people, he cannot sit, he cannot even stand for a minute when the feet are not swollen. And you touch them, a pit comes. Chances are high, this guy's liver is gone, the kidney is gone, all the blood vessels are gone, and they can no longer move blood well. And you see, disease doesn't, for some diseases, they don't kill you abruptly. They just kill you slowly but surely. And then you see yourself arriving there. The lady I'm talking about, when I picked her story, she says, I started by bleeding a lot. Oh, then what did you do when you started bleeding? I thought it would stop. Yeah, I thought it would. Okay, and then I stopped seeing my urine. When I got to urinate, I could not put the what? The urine out. Then what happened? I went to the clinic and they put whatever and some urine came out. Then what happened? I thought it would get better. Now you touch her stomach, the tummy is full of a big tumor and it has eaten everything in there. But it all started with simple things like this. You see? So the diseases which kill us, apart from accident and infections like malaria, these other diseases start killing one part of your body at a what? At a time. Prevention with some of the products we are going to share with this makes us making sense. Start making sense. Then some people here, constipation, and talk about colon health, GIT health. One of the signs that you have GIT is when you start passing out very hard. You need help. You need some colon detox. You need some liver care. Are we together? Yeah, you need some liver care and some colon detox. Then some people keep having headache. They have checked everything. They keep having headache in the morning, in the afternoon. They take water. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. You need some help. And also, as you know, it is an additive process. As these toxins keep accumulating in your body, they start affecting your blood vessels also. Okay? They kill the walls, the blood vessels which are moving blood very well, they no longer do that. Then you start having swollen feet. You start having a headache itself. You start feeling generally weak all the time. People feel weak. The guy has just woken up in the morning. He has been sleeping for the last 8 hours, but is still weak. He says, I'm feeling weak. They do all the tests and everything is okay. For us who open up people, we know that why you need liver care and colon detox, because the biggest culprit in your body is going to be this guy. When he's healthy, he looks well. And you see, one of the most resilient organs in your body is the liver, because it keeps replacing itself very easily. Because of the work it does, it tries to heal faster. But then with continued insult, surely this is inevitable. And I'm sure most of us here, if we opened and we looked there, part of it has started looking like this. So it starts small portions, getting white. Before you know, you find the whole liver is like this. White, very hard, very fibrotic. And this person, prognosis, for us to say prognosis is not very good. The prognosis is not very good. The quality of life. You see, there's being on drugs for pressure. There's being on drugs for diabetes. But are you enjoying them? You can even ask this client, I know you're diabetic. how do you feel taking these drugs? Do you enjoy them? They'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you their pains and their worries, and Now with this knowledge, you can say, yeah, and we know that these drugs also, they're not safe because as they get metabolized, they're killing the liver, they're affecting your kidney more. You see, now you have a good reason for why they should take your liver care. You have a good reason why they should take the colon detox. Are we together? How many of us are learning? How many of us have some 2-3 points we're going to share with someone today? Very good. So as they take this, now they have a good reason. They're not just buying, they are saving their liver. And you tell them, my friend, you're not just buying this product, you're saving your liver. So at the end of the day, this is why we need to detox each one of us here before you even go to the client out there. Number one, 3 things you need to keep your body free of toxins. You need to exercise. Tell neighbor, exercise. Tell neighbor, exercise. How many minutes? 30 only. Skipping your rope, running around your home, doing some press-ups alone can greatly reduce your risk of some of these diseases. Just 30 minutes. And you know the percentage of 30 minutes of your day is about 0.1% of your whole day. Very few minutes, but very helpful. Then you need to sleep. Tell me, I need some good sleep. We know that 6 to 8 hours a day is what you need. Because how does this body remove toxins? As you sleep at night, the body goes through the process of healing and repairing itself, removing the toxins. That's why usually the urine you produce in the morning is more red, more yellow. The urine you produce in the morning is more what? Concentrated than probably the urine you go to put out in the throughout the day. Because in the process, the body was removing this damaged here, this damaged here. Now, if you ate chips, what will it use to repair itself? Nothing. You ate chips, you ate chicken for supper, then you wake up tired. Why won't you have some good fibroids for you? Definitely you will. Why won't you have small men who sleep less than 6 hours? They say they develop small testes. They can't produce good semen. Okay? Then the other thing we need to detox is good diet and nutrition. That's where OQATA comes in. That's where our relevance is. But then we know that diet is what you eat. That's what you've eaten. But then nutrition is what your body gets from what you've eaten. Sometimes we think we have eaten well because you've eaten a mango, an orange. These days there are oranges which even have no what? Have no seeds. How many of us have seen those mangoes? How many of us have seen the orange seeds? You've seen them. Even mangoes without seeds. I have seen what have I seen? Cut the guava and just a few 3 seeds here and there. Yes, you've eaten the guava, but are the nutrients there? Very important question. So at the end of the day, that is when now we come in to bridge the what? To bridge the gap. This is how we bridge the gap of detoxification. And as OQATA, these are products which are going to help to clean your body. Tell neighbor. Tell neighbor. These are what you need to clean your body. Number 1, we are going to need liver care. Number 2, you're going to need colon detox. And I'm going to get. Number 3, you're going to need resveratrol. Okay, of all the good products we have, one of the best products we should recommend almost for everyone is resveratrol. Okay? Someone will say, I have no constipation. They may not take your colon detox. But resveratrol, everyone needs it. Even who has no disease, even who has nothing problematic with you, you need the resveratrol. Why colon detox? This product, colon detox, it has what we call probiotics. In your GIT, there's what you call normal, there's some normal germs which are supposed to be there. Did you know that? There's some normal germs in your GIT. For ladies down there, there are some normal germs which are supposed to be there. That's why when there's a problem, you get candida. Some women think candida is a problem. Candida is supposed to be down there to keep that place cool and good. If the problem comes in when you disorganize the candida there, now it grows big, and then you start getting the what? The disease. So in the body, there's some normal things which should be, there's some normal germs. Now, one of the things which will kill normal germs, normal flora in your body is the junk food. When you eat junk food, deep fried food, foods which have stayed on long for shelves, they start disorganizing these normal germs. When you take a lot of antibiotics, there are women here, mothers, they keep giving syrups, antibiotics to children, and then you give a child antibiotics for some time, they start diuretic. You've seen that? Because these antibiotics start killing the normal germs. When the normal germs, when the normal things which should be there are killed, the bad ones start to grow. Are you together? Now you get problems. So this colon detox has got this, this is called bacillus. You don't need to know them, but you need to know why this product is good. This one helps to improve digestion by ensuring that you have the normal germs restored in the what? In your GIT. Then it has this plant here, that one Trigonella there. If you check on your product information, this one improves the normal flora, or that normal germs in the GIT. So when you eat food, the food is better digested, the body takes out the good nutrients, and then you also make good poo, which is not hard. That will need little water to flush, and you also save bills at home for water. Because if the poo is heavy, you need to flush 3 times, and that is more expensive. You see, but now when you take cold detox, is a good life, and also the bills for water will go down. Yeah, you can tell the customer. Then boron citrate, good in alleviating inflammation. Every time you eat deep fried foods, every time you eat highly oily foods, one of the things that happens to your stomach is it gets inflamed, swollen. If you have ever fallen down, but you don't get a wound, but you see the skin is red and painful and feels hot. How many of us have had that experience before? That is called a bruise. It's not a wound, but it was almost becoming a wound. Now, when we eat these things, that is what happens to the walls of your stomach. Now, when you keep doing that, finally, it becomes a wound. Then you say, I have ulcers. And then you can have ulcers for even 5 years. Because ulcers, the best way to treat ulcers is to avoid getting them. Because once you get them, chances are high you'll get them again and again and again. That's the problem with them. Are we together? So then it has got this tribulus. This one is also anti-inflammatory, but a laxative. Tell me about laxative. Why do some people get heavy poo or very hard stool? And you see the challenges to constipation. Number 1, you're going to get wounds down there. Number 2, you get hemorrhoids. How many of us have heard about hemorrhoids? Because every time you go to push that poo out, it is cutting the anus, and you get wounds there. I'm sure some people, you find that the wound can stay there for a full week and even start fearing going to the toilet. Because when you go there, it is painful. Okay? Some people start itching. They keep scratching. The man is talking to you, but he's trying to because it is itching down. Fibroid, rather hemorrhoids, tend to itch before they start bleeding. So this tuberous sclerosis, because that's a laxative benefit, it helps to make the stool a bit softer. You see? So when you go to pass it out, you are in peace. You can even read newspapers. Are we together? Then there is this dandelion. These 3 things down there, they are also good laxatives. So when you give your customer colon detox, you know they're going to be hitting several birds with one stone. Are we together? They're very good poo, very good for people with ulcers because it has got some anti-inflammatory. Okay, so someone with ulcers can take it. very good in promoting normal flora of the GIT, of your intestines. So someone who has taken home without deworming, please go and take some good colon detox for you. Are we together? Yeah. Then resveratrol. Tell me about resveratrol. Yes, now this is one of the most important products when it comes to body detoxification. Why? It has got antioxidants. Tell me about antioxidants. We said that oxidating agents or these free radicals, they go and start stealing energy from your what? From your cells, and they damage them one at a time, so they get sick. So when you supply resveratrol, it is going to get, I can call them antidotes, I can call them neutralizers. So antioxidants, they go and bind those, or they go and mop out those free radicals and remove them from the what? From the body. So your cells are safer, they can use their energy well, and they are healthier. So that's why resveratrol is very key. For it, colon detox will work on the GIT. Resveratrol is going to work even in the inner cells of your liver, of your kidneys, of your brain, of your muscle. Are we together? Then resveratrol itself is this compound. You see, what makes plants, trees, you can cut a tree now. If you got a panga on the stem, you cut it like this. The following day, you're going to find that the tree has tried to seal off that. Check on it a week later, you'll find it has actually what? Healed that part. Probably you cannot even tell why you cut. Because those plants produce what we call polyphenols. And one of them, very good polyphenols, is resveratrol. Very good anti-inflammatory, you know. When you take this one, very good for the liver because it has anti-inflammation. Very good for the kidneys because of the anti-inflammation. Very good for the brain and very good for the blood vessels. That's why someone who has pressure, diabetes, it's one of the products you want to give them because it helps with anti-inflammation. Then we have liver care. This one we say the most important organ in your body to remove toxins is the what? Is the liver. It suffers a lot. Cigarette, the liver. Alcohol, the liver. Chips, chicken, the liver. Panado, whatever, the liver. Because it's like the gateway that keeps removing these toxins before they kill you. But then it can also reach a time when it gets tired. That's why it keeps getting white. We call it cirrhosis over time when its repairing ability has gone down. So when you supply liver care, it has got that compound there. Don't you need to know the name, but you understand at the back of your mind that this is why the product is going to work. And so your confidence is high to tell to the customer, this is going to work for you. And you know it will work. Reason, this product, this ingredient there, is called the curcuminoid. It's several compounds which fall in that class. It is a very good for liver function, specifically for the liver cells. Liver cells, we call them hepatocytes. Very good. It helps them to regenerate, helps them to heal better, helps them to, to grow faster. That one. Then there is that milk thistle, also anti-inflammatory, which helps regenerate the liver cells, improve liver cell function. Because when you eat a toxin, what is going to help the liver to remove the toxin? There are those enzymes which are going to come and break down the toxin, make it very easy to be removed in the body, so you can remove it in the poo or in the urine or in sweat. Okay? So now this liver care is going to improve those enzymes to function better. Third, when you take liver care, you have hit 3 birds with one stone. Number 1, you've helped your liver cells to grow and regenerate. Number 2, you're going to remove on the swelling or inflammation of your liver. So things like liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, you've greatly reduced the what? The risk. And number 3, you're going to improve the functioning of those enzymes which keep removing toxins. Because we say the liver functions as the main detoxifying organ, so it keeps removing the toxins using these what? These enzymes. So that's what you need. Okay? That's what you need to ensure that you remove toxins in your body. So if you are having someone with headaches, someone who is always weak, someone who is low immunity, this is what you want to recommend to them. Okay? And then I know as along the way, I'm sure in our groups, you're going to keep hearing people sharing testimonials of how these products are helping them. So that is what you need for detoxification. The colon detox, the liver care, and resveratrol. Are we together? Are we together? How many of us have learned something today? So I'm going to welcome 2-3 questions. Okay, gastrointestinal tract, or alimentary canal, or intestines, where the food passes. So colon detox is what helps to clean that whole system up to where the waste comes from. Very good. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Very good. Yes, my sister. Yes, good morning. Okay. Yes. 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 Wow, that's a very good question. We clap for her once. She's asking, how can we prevent ulcers? That's very true that every time you eat something acidic, because you see the stomach is acidic. When you eat anything, the stomach produces acid to digest the food. Now, just imagine you've eaten something acidic, taking it to an acidic environment. That is double acid. It's just going to burn. That's why things like chips, deep fried foods, highly spiced foods, when you deep fry food, it becomes more acidic. When you keep food for long, like foods in the shelves in the supermarket, they are more acidic because as they stay longer, they start accumulating acid. When you consume a lot of oil or there's a lot of acid. So there are foods we know that as they are prepared or as you keep them, they start accumulating acid. So when you eat them, they are going to make the stomach worse. So how can we prevent? Number one, start eating foods which are alkaline. Okay? Alkaline foods, and we know them. Number one, vegetables, greens, vegetables, sukumawichi, sukumawichi, cucumber, whatever. That's why in someone who has ulcers and they have an attack, you give them a cucumber, they will be well in about 10 minutes because cucumbers are a lot of alkaline. Okay? Number two, have a good supplement. You know what supplements do? That's what I've shared. The stomach, the God is wise, because it suffers a lot of acid. So God put a small coating there. Supposed to be coated by some layer of mucus. So that when acid pours in the stomach directly, okay? But now, for some people, when they get some infection like H. pylori, H. pylori, when you eat a lot of fried things, they keep removing that what? That protective layer. So that when the acid pours in the stomach, it burns the walls of the stomach directly, and then you get wounds, okay? So getting a good supplement, one of the ways it does, it helps to make sure that that layer is well protected. So even when there is acid, it does not burn the stomach directly. Am I making sense to you? Very good. I hope I've answered your question. Yes, one more question, and then we shall invite the next speaker briefly. Yes, sir. Okay, 1, 2, and then we shall call it a day. Yes, let me start with my brother here. Yes, my brother.
I wish we get more of it. I used to drink at my easy, and now I have a patient. I have a patient who is suffering from both kidney and liver. So when I was trying to see how I can help the patient, that question of the kidney also became my question, and it remains a challenge to me. How can I answer that?
I have not understood your question very well.
The question is, I have a patient who is suffering from both kidney and liver.